So it's a Virgo full moon video. It's a Virgo full moon that's coming right up here. And I want to just talk about it a little bit. I want to try to check in with what that moon might be implying and sort of the nature of that full moon moment. And I think with full moons, there's always this question of the luminaries, the body and the mind, which is the sun, the mind, the body, the moon. And how when the moon is full, there might be a sense of the body and mind kind of gyrating in some sort of expansive fullness moment. So you might just feel into that, the energetic nature of the full moon and how that might be affecting the body. Things like sleep schedules, things like thought forms, aka maybe more thoughts or too many thoughts or thoughts. I don't want to say anxiety, but just, the nature of the thinking. Part of why I want to go to the thought and thought form and thinking is that we're dealing with a Mercury ruled sign where the moon will be full, Virgo. And it's the Earth Mercury expression, which is, again, when you look at Earth signs, you're dealing with moon and Venus and these night sect energies. And so it's our body, it's our comfort, it's our pleasures, all being washed into this full expression of the moon. A lot of these ancient astrological systems, or a few out there, talk about a range of as the moon gets close to that opposition with the sun, that it becomes maybe untethered or kind of too much to handle. We might want to rest or just be aware that the energies could be too much to handle. So that's on my mind as a kind of first pass into this Virgo full moon moment. And just in terms of stopping off with the ephemerides and these kind of cyclical unfoldments in the ephemeris, it's the last full moon before a lunar eclipse. So, I've been talking about the eclipses on this channel a few times. There's some people kind of joking with me a little bit, hey SJ, you're kind of ruining my chi, bringing up eclipses when the eclipses aren't here. But we really are now getting into a mutable full moon. We'll have a mutable new moon with a new moon in Pisces, and then we're into eclipse season. That's worth considering here with this stop off. And it's a big theme of what I think is the energetic signature of the full moon, which is we're dealing with our Virgoan, our analysis on the earth around us and the spaces around us. Are they supporting us? Do you feel supported by your space? Are there upgrades or innovations that need to be implemented within that, home life and within that kind of material life to prepare for a dynamic eclipse season? We're getting into the spring in the northern hemisphere. We're getting into the fall in the southern hemisphere. And so there's these changes. And when you have a mutable season, it's a keyword, change. It's a period of change. We're evoking change. And I think Mercury, and particularly Earth Mercury, is good for that because we can kind of analyze, all right, I don't have these t-shirts or these socks I need to get. I mean, these are pretty bland examples, but kind of like doing checklists around our home life to make sure we're resourced in the ways that we need to be or want to be resourced. I think of these kind of mundane household labor tasks as one Virgoan, but not because Virgo is the sixth sign from Aries, and so invoking the sixth house. Though you may want to use that system, but it's because Aquarius is the sixth sign from Virgo, and we have Venus in Aquarius with Mars, and Venus will rule Virgo by day triplicity. Venus rules Pisces, where Mercury will be during this full moon, by exaltation. Venus rules Jupiter, the domicile ruler of Pisces, by domicile. Venus rules Jupiter and Taurus. So there's a lot flowing back into Venus and Aquarius. And when you do derived houses from this full moon chart, you're now in the sixth house. What is going on with these kind of intellectual, innovative, the necessity for upgrades around, health and wellness? I mean, that's a huge theme here. And I think about just checking in with your body and your needs, maybe even, reading new information, getting some new information, Aquarian information, to help us process our physical, needs and our health needs and our labor needs. And, these might be things like new efficient systems to make your workflow go better. This could be stuff like, reading a new scientific journal article for a supplement that you've been taking to figure out how to tweak it or add other supplements that really maximizes the benefit. Something like turmeric, I like to drink it, but if you put black pepper with the turmeric, it really enhances some of its beneficial qualities. I learned that from a study from my old boss. He sent that to me. So I'm always putting black pepper in the turmeric that I either juice or drink. And a little bit closer in time as we're ramping up to this full moon, which happens, by the way, let me give you the exact dates of the full moon. I got the chart up right here. Beautiful thing about cell phones, you can just keep one on you, look at charts and look at astrology. Very Aquarian, these are Aquarian upgrades in terms of the age of air, the so-called age of Aquarius we're in. You might figure out how your cell can be, used. If you haven't ever dived into some of those applications, you might find you got some things you're not accessing that make your life easier or more efficient. I mean, efficiency, long-term efficient tech upgrades around health and labor. That would be the main theme for me of this full moon. But that full moon is on 24 February at 13:28 in Central Europe, so 12:28 UTC. So early in the morning on Saturday in America, and later in the day on Saturday down under, or in China or in Asia. Yeah, I mean, there it is. There's the moon in the 6th degree. You've got Mercury under the beams of the sun with Saturn. So that Saturn, Sun, Mercury stuff is applying here. I talked about some of this in a recent video where we're in these dream downloads and dream realms. That's certainly a major signature of this full moon. The intuitive, and it's this dance between the Piscean and the Aquarian, signs that are inverse to each other. So it's the intuitive, creative feels that then maybe can't see or are operating on a different level than the more intellectual Aquarian relational energy of this full moon moment. When we combine air and earth, what's so lovely is that you can have things like new design, new ideas about how to design the space. So things like architecture would fit with air and earth combinations. And then you add the Piscean and we may be moved to be inspired. Whatever inspires us might be the way to say it. Thinking about what has inspired us and then bringing those back into the intellectual and the more kind of logical material modalities. I was just going to say, 2 days before, Venus and Mars are in Aquarius for this full moon moment, and they conjoin on the 22nd of February. I'm not sure I'm going to get this video out before that conjunction. I may, but that's a big deal because they've not made an aspect since 2023, and it was almost a year since we've had a Venus-Mars perfected aspect. And so that happens right as this moon is becoming full. You might want to think about the relational activity in your life, whether romantic or other types of intimacy that are essential here for these Aquarian upgrades. You know, you think about things like, you know, artistic circles. Look at any time in history. I've been listening to some indie rock lately, the Shins, and you know, often in musical scenes, it's like a scene of communities of people. It's all about the relationships. Who knows who, who's with who, who's playing with who. The ideas that are bandied about within a scene, or that are championed within a scene. Those ideas, the Aquarian, right, new, fresh ideas, often around technologies in the music scene, where you have new instruments or cutting edge ways of producing. Then you have whole community scenes and relational scenes that kind of upgrade the arts. And this could be something that could be brought in here with this full moon moment. You know, new relations around some of the new things you're wanting to learn or implement. Again, Aquarian. And maybe particularly around labor and health and healing, because Aquarius is 6 from Virgo again. So just some of the high level themes of this Virgo full moon moment. I think it's really a minor moment, to the extent anything's ever minor in astrology. I am actually of the opinion that every minor moment is actually potentially huge and holds great ramification. But you know, here we've got the next full moon is that eclipse, so we're really building to those eclipses in my view. But anyhow, I hope just some of these meditations can help you. I mean, air and earth combinations, Venus and Aquarius, ruling Mercury and Pisces by exaltation, ruling Jupiter and Taurus by domicile, ruling the Virgo full moon by triplicity, again by day triplicity. Things like financial planning. You might have abstract or more theoretical or more, you know, calculational models like an Excel spreadsheet that you want to run through your money, and that way your materiality, again, the earth element is more supported, and it's a real Virgoan style where you use the Mercury, which often is air oriented, for the earth and for the physical. Gardening, if you're doing anything like that, you know, hands-on in that garden. Maybe there's some knowledge you're getting online or watching YouTube videos to upgrade your garden. Art, education of all kinds. So, you know, I'm not going to run through all these ideas I had written down, but you get the gist. Using the mental, using the upgrades and innovations to help our material world operate. And then just to reiterate, you know, leaning into the Piscean, you know, don't feel like you have to know everything right now is also a major theme. You can sort of just go with vibes, go with intuition. All right, well, I'm going to end it there. Hey, have a great full moon in Virgo, and I'll be out with another video hopefully soon. Talk to you soon. Have a good one. Bye.